el exec, el vele, el fenómeno que todos quieren ser, el chamaquito que no pueden entender. How we doing, guys? Welcome to the Exec Talk Podcast. I am your host, Del Velez. This is episode 130. What's up? Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, follow me on all my socials. Slow week for sports, little trade news here and there, some acquisitions by a certain team that looks like they want to go all in because their defense was garbage the last 3 years. That being the Falcons with Justin Simmons and adding Matthew Judon. We're going to literally roast the Patriots. Yeah, we're getting back to roasting on this podcast. I haven't roasted in a while because I've been kind of PC about everything. No. We're getting back into what I love to do, which is hot takes and shooting what I got, especially since football's right around the corner. College football's around the corner. We got baseball slowing down. NHL we don't talk about. We might, but we probably won't talk about till playoffs. And then racing is also getting back into form. So we are ready to go. So starting off with the fact that Aaron Judge hit his 300 homer. Good job. Now, 300 homers is not something super spectacular when you've seen like Alex Rodriguez hit 700 or 696, and you've seen Pujols and everything. But what is really impressive about Aaron Judge hitting 300 is that he's done it faster than anybody in Major League Baseball history. In less than 1,000 games, this man has hit 300 home runs. And the guys on that list is Giancarlo Stanton, Alex Rodriguez, Ryan Howard, and the guy he passed up was Kiner from back in the day. So him and Juan Soto, although it might not be a race right now, because the way that Judge is swinging the bat, I think it's pretty singed up that he's going to be the MVP. It'll take a Herculean effort by Bobby Witt. He would have to be in first place, get to 30 to 35, maybe 40 bombs, and he's right now at 23 or 26. So that's kind of a long way away. If he can get to 70 bags, but I think he's not even close to that. I don't think he's at 50 yet. The only guy past 50 is Elly De La Cruz. He does have almost a 350 base average, but Judge is at 333 with 43 bombs. So he's leading in slugging. He's leading in WRC plus. The only thing he's not leading in his average is because of Bobby Witt. Everything else he's leading in. So I think Aaron Judge has pretty much singed up the AL MVP. For the NL, it's Shohei. Bryce Harper fell off a cliff. So I think it's Shohei. I think it's Shohei's to lose. I don't think he's going to lose it. He just hit his 38th bomb. So he's going to get to 40. That means he's going to be a 40-35 guy, 40-40 guy, because he's close to 40 stolen bases. As a DH. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at in the MVP race. Shout out to Aaron Judge. Shout out to Juan Soto, that if it wasn't for Aaron Judge, he would be in a battle with Bobby Witt for an MVP, because this man is leading in on-base percentage again and just hit 3 home runs in one game. Probably the most disciplined hitter in the league. Barry Bonds type of levels of on-base percentage in the 400s for his career, 419, I believe. I think it's second all-time right now, and he's only 25. He's going to the free agency. And you know who's going to back up the Brinks truck? The same team he's on right now. I don't think the Yankees let this guy go. Okay, I don't think they should. Their lineup right now, if you add Jazz Chisholm to it, because he's hurt right now, so hopefully he comes back soon from the shoulder. But If you add jazzism to it, it's so dangerous. Austin Wells is hitting well. Volpe can be just the hit guy, but he's adding the power back again because that's how he was good last year. Even though his average was kind of low, he was hitting for power last year. This year, his average was low, and he wasn't hitting shit. So, you take the power, you take the Kyle Schwarber route, and, you hit no average, but you hit some bombs instead of no average and no power, no slug, which means sit on the bench. You can't do nothing except be a Gold Glove shortstop. It's not good. When most shortstops in your league are really good. So Gunnar Henderson finally reached the 30 home run plateau. It took him 20 games after he hit his 28th. Almost. I think I might be exaggerating that, but he was at 28, I think, entering the All-Star break. And he just hit his 30th. And the All-Star game was like 3 weeks ago. So that's like 15 games. So if he heats up, if Jackson Holiday keeps doing what he's doing, he came back up. We knew that this kid was going to pop. The pedigree's too strong. His dad is a Hall of Famer. His brother's coming up too. So I did think that he was going to pop when he got in. He got in a little too excited. Was hitting a 80.082 average in 75 plus at bats the first time he came up. All right, let's send him back down. He started raking again. Waited till later in the season to bring him back up. He already knows what the stage is like, and now he's raking. Another guy that's raking Rookie of the Year wise is Jackson Chourio, which I think in the NL possibly will be the Rookie of the Year, if not Paul Skeens, honestly. It's between Paul Skeens, Chourio, and Shota Imanaga. A guy that's making a late push is Tyler Fitzgerald, but I don't think he'll get enough at-bats, even though he's hitting the shit out of the ball. And Jackson Merrill. It's probably between Skeens, Chourio, and Merrill. Right now, Merrill's probably leading, but Skeens, every time he gets on the bump and gets 7 to 10 strikeouts, he goes back up because his ERA is still 2.1. I think. So that's the Rookie of the Year. In the AL, the Rookie of the Year is a little tougher. The Rookie of the Year in the AL is interesting, in my opinion. Probably, I'm thinking what are the big rookies in the AL? Who are they? I can't even think about them right now because Bobby Witt's not a rookie. He's in his third year. Who? Yeah, it's probably Colton Cowser for the Orioles or Jordan Westburg. Yeah, both for the Orioles. Luis Hill, but he's kind of declined a little bit with the Yankees a little bit in his last few starts. If he picks it back up, definitely. Cedar Rafaela, maybe, but I don't think they have enough cachet. I don't think he has enough cachet. Ellie's still considered a rookie? No, I don't think so. Mason Miller as a closer, that's interesting. I mean, I could understand it because he's been lights out. But as a closer to win Rookie of the Year, that's interesting. Cole Keith maybe with the Tigers, but he needs more power numbers. I think the Rookie of the Year, if it's going to be a hitter, it has to be somebody over 20 homers. Most likely is going to be Colton Cowser. The guy is the guy that they moo every time he hits a home run. So, Jordan Westburg would not be surprised either. He's been playing well, although he hasn't been in the lineup for some reason, probably because Jackson is in. And Jackson's playing second base. But, yeah, that's what I see in the AL. The NL is definitely more stronger in the rookie department, I would say. Cy Young, AL, Tarek Skubal. I do not see anybody else in the AL touching Scoobs. It's just dominance. It's just 97 to 100. Dirtiest changeup in the game right now. Can throw the curve. Can throw the slider. Sickening. You just don't know what's coming. And he could just literally say, all right, I'm going 99 up and in at the letters, and you're going to swing. Or I can do you Javi Baez, except he's my teammate, so I don't really do him. I let other people, destroy him, even though he won the game today. But, Javi Baez the last 2 years has been, a slider, 4 feet off the plate into the other batter's box. Swing! That's in multiple pitches. Cy Young for the AL is Scoobs and Corbin Burns, but I think Scoobs is going to get it. Corbin got it last year. Scoobs has a lower ERA, more strikeouts. So, NL people were saying Skeens, but I don't think he'll get to the threshold. They might shut him down. In the AL, a sneaky one was Garrett Crochet just because of the strikeouts, but the team sucks so bad and his record is so bad that unfortunately that's not going to work. Ronel Blanco has a sneaky case. Sneaky. But I think it's Scoobs, man. It's Scoobs versus Corbin, and I think Scoobs gets it done this year. In the NL, it could be a first-timer, but an all-time great. It could be Chris Sale. The guy's absolutely disgusting. Dirty is not even just putrid nasty. Putrid. The slider is still as good as ever. He still has the fastball. He's still lanky. He's still long. Still has some of the best extension in the game. Coming from the side slot angle, 3/4. You don't know what's coming. A guy that came back recently that's dealing right now, Blake Snell. But he won it last year, and I think Chris Sale has had a more consistent season. So, in my opinion, I don't think Zach Wheeler, with the way that the Phillies have been playing lately, I don't think Zach Wheeler. Hunter Green, probably not, because the Reds he got off to a rocky start at the beginning. He's pitching well, but Chris Sale's like so consistent. He's either tied or leading the league in wins. Quality starts with Cole Reagans. That's another one in the AL sneaky, Cole Reagans, but he doesn't have the ERA of a Scoobs, and the strikeout numbers of Scoobs is ridiculous. So, but that's for baseball. Football. Atlanta Falcons. Listen, I don't know if to congratulate you guys or just say, like, you're throwing everything at the wall and hoping something sticks on the defensive side of the ball. That means that you literally trust your offense so much that you're like, we have to pour everything we have. Everything. So basically doing the opposite of the Cowboys right now. Instead of not pouring everything you got and penny pinching, when you're the most valuated team in the history of the world at $10 billion, you're penny pinching your quarterback, penny pinching your all-star receiver. That's 83% of your offense. Probably going to penny pinch Micah. I do not recommend that. I do not recommend penny pinching Micah Parsons because he's going to land on a 49ers, on a Chiefs, on a Baltimore, and you're going to be screwed, okay? And the worst thing that would happen if he lands in the Eagles, and you know how they love their pass rushers. So if you leave that man out there, they'll give up Bryce Huff, they'll give up Nolan Smith, they'll give up anybody just to go get Micah. He is a game wrecker, game changer. TJ Watt, Bosa's, Myles Garrett, that elk of player. That's what we're talking about here. Don't penny pinch that man. Same thing with CD. CD is a top 5 receiver. Not only top 5. Most catches last year. Who got him? CD. Most targets last year. Who got him? CD. And when you lead your team in receiving yards by over 1,000 yards over your second guy, if you don't pay that guy, you are going to be the Carolina Panthers, just with bigger names. I'm sorry. That's cool that you got Zeke. He's not going to do nothing. Listen, man, I'm really thinking we're going to start breaking down these divisions as the preseason rolls on. Listen, some of these division predictions are going to be interesting, guys, because I just don't see the Cowboys I don't believe Dak is better than Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, or Jared Goff. And then the supporting cast is putrid. Doggy water. Like, compared to, if you go to the Commanders, you got F1 McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, De'Ami Brown, and Jaden Daniels. You know? Dak can't run like Jaden Daniels. He's not 4.3 speed. You know what I'm saying? You got Brian Robinson in the backfield, which I believe is better than Zeke at this moment. And Tony Pollard was hurt. What are you going to get from Tony Pollard? What are you going to get from him? He was good as a back. He was good when you were splitting carries. But once you made him a good one, a mainstay last year, what happened? Disappeared? What happened to the explosiveness? You know? Now, I know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to say, yeah, but our defense is great. Yeah, your defense is great, but I don't think Deron Bland is going to have another 5 pick 6 season. I don't think so. Trayvon Diggs, you get him back. We'll see what happens. Okay? But you got no Tyron Smith. You're putting a second year or a third year guy at your tackle spot. You know, I don't think the Cowboys are doing nothing this year, to be honest. I don't think they'll win their division. I don't even think they'll be second in their division. I see. Listen, the only team that could possibly be worse than the Cowboys in their division is the Giants. And for some reason, I'm thinking Malik Neighbors is just going to prop up the Giants, just like OBJ did for Eli Manning when he came in. You know, and that defense is incredible. You know, that Giants defense is stacked to the gills. Kayvon and, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. I mean, it is stacked to the gills, especially on that D-line. So let's get back to the Falcons. First move by the Falcons yesterday. Patriots can't get nothing done with Matthew Judon. Their number one pass rusher, by the way. Their number one pass rusher. The guy with the red sleeves that everybody gets scared of. Okay? And the Patriots send them to the Falcons for a 3rd round pick. I guess the Patriots are imagining that they're going to have a good season. Because the moves that they have made and what we have seen from them, only guy I like on their team is Jalen Polk. That's it. Because, so you get rid of Judon, right? For a 3rd round pick. Not only get rid of Judon, but Christian Barmore has blood clots. That's your inside guy. And you're going to put everything on Josh Uche after one good season. I just don't see it. I think the best guy on that defense is honestly going to be Christian Gonzalez. That's just me. I like that kid. I liked him at Oregon. I think he's going to do great. And then just to add a cherry on top, remember when we talked about the free agents that were still out there? And we said the number one free agent was Justin Simmons, former All-Pro safety that played for Denver. Atlanta adds him. So now you have Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons, and Matthew Judon. I like that team. Now, we have to see how Kirk is going to be, but I think with Kirk, with Drake London, Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Rondale Moore got hurt, so I don't think he's going to be there, but just with Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London, you should be fine. Should be completely fine. Okay? Tonight we have Eagles, Patriots. Second week of preseason. I want, supposedly the Eagles starters are not going to play. That means we're not going to see no Saquon. We're not going to see no Jalen Hurts. We're not going to see no AJ. We're not going to see no Devontae. We might see some Nolan Smith. Might see some Bryce Huff on the defensive side. But we're not going to see nobody. So who are we watching? We're watching Drake May. We're watching Jalen Polk. Drake May supposedly is going to get more burn, but it's going to rain again, so we'll see. Drake May has to show me something, man, because we're going to talk about somebody that might have just lost their season. Actually did lose their season, which is very highly unfortunate of this rookie class for that to happen. But it's football, and it's going to happen in training camp sometimes. But Drake May has to show us something. It can't just be a dump-off pass for 12 yards. Can't be a screen play. It has to be some throws down the field. Some legit throws down the field. That's what we need to see. I think we're seeing Kenny Pickett for the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so J.J. McCarthy. Unfortunately, he has torn his meniscus, and the tear was so much that he had to get it repaired, which means stitches and everything. He's done for the season. It is two things for the Vikings. One, you don't have the luxury of being like, oh, Sam Darnold is playing bad or not up to snuff. Oh, we'll just stick our rookie in, and that's our quarterback of the future. So that's out the window. That's out the window. Now if you're KOC, if you're Kevin O'Connell, now you have to make sure that Sam Darnold works, because the guy after him is Jaron Hall, another basically rookie that played a little bit last year and got hurt. So do I think Sam Darnold can do it? Absolutely. He's been with Kyle Shanahan. You know, he's been with KOC. He has JJ. He has Jordan Addison. He has TJ Hawkinson. Alexander Madison in the backfield. I think that he can. We'll see game one, though. Game one will teach us a lot. That first quarter, if he's hitting JJ, if he's hitting Jordan, if he is being efficient, he should work. He has the arm talent. He has the size. He has everything. He was a number one pick out of USC. People forget that. He just got picked by the Jets, unfortunately. You know, seeing ghosts and all that. Like, the Jets don't develop quarterbacks. That's a fact. Okay? But it's unfortunate that JJ has to miss his rookie year. We'll see him next year. Hopefully better than ever. Matt Milano's out for the year. Or at least until December. He tore his bicep in training camp. He's coming back from a torn ACL. And now he's going to miss most of the season, and they hope to have him for the playoffs. This is bad because, remember when they gave up, man, I'm blanking on the linebacker right now. Edmonds. Trevon Edmonds. Because they had just Milano. Not anymore. Out to December, so we'll see what they do at the linebacker spot. The NBA schedule was just released, and the Lakers have 39 TV games. The Warriors have 36. Timberwolves are not in the top 5. It's Lakers. Actually, I have it right here. It's the Lakers, Knicks, Warriors, Celtics, and Suns, I think. Phoenix because of Kevin Durant, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell you guys right now. It's Claypool released on with an injury settlement. I don't think he'll play football again, to be honest. Jakeem Grant, who was coming back from back-to-back years of season-ending injuries, he's back on the IR. So he's going to miss another year. I think he's done as well. They gave Justin Simmons a 1-year, $8 million contract. Listen, man, if you ask me what's a good tandem of safeties, you got 2 All-Pros back there. Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates. You have 2 ball hawks, guys that get 5-6 picks a year. Like that is their MO. That's scary. It's interesting that really interesting that he was out there till this long. So opening night NBA is Knicks Celtics. Beautiful. See the Villanova Knicks versus the Celtics after winning a championship. And then Ant-Man versus LeBron on TNT. Timberwolves versus Lakers in LA. Of course. This is the Falcons defense. Adam Schefter posted it. Looks pretty good. Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, A.J. Terrell at the corner, Grady Jarrett inside, David Onyemata, Zach Harrison, Lorenzo Carter inside, actually a linebacker, Caden Ellis, Richie Grant, Arnold Ebikete, and Rook Ororo, who's a rookie. It's pretty good for Raheem Morris. So like I was saying, the schedule came out. And I'm looking for it because they posted it. So the pitching power rankings came out for MLB Network. I just got to touch this real quick so you understand that, this is what the pitchers are doing. Number 1 and number 2, Tarek Skubal, Chris Sale. Then Blake Snell because of what he's done and the no-hitter and everything from when he came back. Dylan Cease, no-hitter. He's at 5. Paul Skeens at 4. So with Paul Skeens being at 4, that tells me it is literally between him and Jackson Merrill for Rookie of the Year right now and Shota Imanaga. I think that's the race right there because I don't think he has enough innings to get the Cy Young over Chris Sale. Dylan Cease, Corbin Burns at 6, Hunter Green at 7, which is a great season after last year. Zach Wheeler at 8, Michael King for the Padres, a surprise, former Yankee. And then Logan Gilbert from the Seattle Mariners and that awesome staff. That's your top 10 pitchers right now. And my Cy Young winners, AL's Tarek Skubal, and NL's Chris Sale. In my opinion, I would love it to be Paul Skeens, but I think the innings and also him being a rookie, getting the Rookie of the Year probably is going to be tough. It can be possible because in the MLB they'll do that. They'll give MVP to rookies and stuff like that, but I think it'll be possible. It'll be. I don't think it'll happen. Man, I'm looking for this. Joe Harris is retired. I guess that after one really good shooting season and one bad ankle injury, he decided to hang it up. He was the 2019 3-point contestant champ. He's played 10 seasons and is retiring with basically a 44% from 3 shooter. 43.6%. You round it up, 44% 3-point shooter. Julio's back, but hasn't hit yet. He hit a blooper, Julio Rodriguez. But if he wants his team to pick up steam again and try to catch Houston, who was on a heater right now with no Kyle Tucker, and getting JV back, Justin Verlander, and Kyle Tucker's supposed to be down the pipeline here soon. But I don't know why he hasn't locked in at the plate. I don't get it. Milano hurt. Talked about that. The NL West is back to 2.5 games. The Arizona Diamondbacks have been going off. Ketel Marte, Zach Allen's pitching well. Merrill Kelly's back. McCarthy. Jake McCarthy has been hitting the ball well. Carroll's starting to figure it out again. Jock Peterson's been on a heater. Eugenio has been on a heater. They're playing really well. The Padres are also 2.5 back. They're right there. The Dodgers, they just got Mookie back, so I expect that to pick back up the lineup production. I expect to pick back up. We're also going to see Joe Milton today. Everybody's excited to see Joe Milton for the Patriots, but that's going to be later on in the game. I am looking. Also, Andy Reid announced today that Patrick Mahomes are going to play for the entire first half in the preseason game against the Lions. Listen, this is why Andy Reid and Bill Belichick and Sean Payton, this is why they're great coaches. Because they understand the importance of actual live game reps, even for superstars. Yes, you run the risk of injury, but at the same time, you want to be as polished as possible for week one. And for a guy who's won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls and 3 Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes still plays preseason. I think it should say something. Aaron Rodgers, even though you're older, I get it. Kylian Mbappe scored the first goal for Real Madrid yesterday in the Super Cup, which Real Madrid won 2-0 over Atalanta. Atalanta. I don't know how to pronounce that name because I don't have it spelled out in my head. But yeah, they beat them 2-0. A goal by Valverde first from a beautiful pass from Vinny. And then Jude hit Mbappe for another beautiful goal. So they won their record 6th Super Cup. And many, many more things to come from Kylian Mbappe for sure. Let me look for the schedule. I'm really looking for it. Because the schedule is very interesting. The NBA schedule is very interesting. Very interesting. Because it just speaks to how, even though we as fans think that, or even as analysts, think that, the old guard is finally, getting pushed out. Nah. The ratings speak. And the live TV games speak on national TV. Lakers, 39 games. That's almost half the season. Season's 82. 41 would be half. 39 games. Warriors, 36 games. Celtics, they just won a championship. 34 games. And the Knicks are with 34 games. The Suns and Mavericks are tied with 30 each. That's your top 6. For a national, not the Timberwolves, not the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja, New Orleans, nope, none of that. Still LeBron and Steph at the top. Still, that's crazy to me that a 39, almost 40-year-old superstar and a 36-year-old are still running the league. That's how much draw they have. Ant can get there. Ja can get there. Zion can get there. Wemby can get there. But you got to take the crown. You got to somehow start taking the crown away from the 2 big guys, and I just don't see it happening. Luka can get there. But you still got to take it away. And it still hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen until they leave because they're that impactful. We can go through the preseason games this week, just overview. Eagles-Patriots tonight actually just started. Jets-Panthers. We'll see who plays there. Bryce Young, of course. I hope to see Bryce Young to Xavier Legette sighting. That would be nice. I don't think the Jets are going to play anybody. Falcons-Ravens. I don't think they'll play anybody. I would like to see Kirk. I don't think he'll play him. Lamar, probably not. Bengals-Bears. I want to see Caleb what he does. Hopefully they play him a little bit more than just a series or two. I would like to see him for a half. It'd be nice. I don't think if Joe's gonna play, and if Joe doesn't play, Jamar definitely doesn't play. Giants Texans. I think CJ will play. I think Daniel Jones will play. I want to see Malik Neighbors. I want to see a little bit of Stephon Diggs. Do something with this. With CJ. Lions Chiefs. As we know, I think Jared Goff will play a little bit with Amon-Ra and the whole cast. Patrick Mahomes will also play. Let's see if we see an Xavier Worthy sighting. Vikings Browns. Sam will probably start, maybe. Now that JJ's not there, it's going to be Sam and Jaron Hall. For the Browns, I want to see Deshaun Watson a little bit. If not, we're probably going to get Jameis and DTR. Bills Steelers. Russell Wilson fully got reps this week for the first time, so I think possibly that he'll play. For the Bills, I know Josh Allen will play at least a couple series. Commanders Dolphins, I expect to see Jaden Daniels for sure. I'm not sure about Tua. I don't know if we see Tua. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we see Reek, but I'm not sure. Cardinals Colts, I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. I still haven't seen him. And for the Colts AR, play a half. Get your legs under you a little bit. Seahawks Titans, I think that we see we definitely see man, what's this guy? We see Geno maybe a little bit. And then we'll see I have to go into their roster to Sam Howell. I think we'll see Sam Howell for a little bit as well. For the Titans, I want to see more a D-Hop. I want to see a little bit of Calvin Ridley and a little bit of Will Levis. I don't know if they will play him. Hopefully they will. Rams, I don't think Stafford plays. So we're just watching Braden Fisk and Jared Verse there because I don't think Cooper or Puka will play. Chargers, Justin Herbert, maybe because it's Jim Harbaugh. Maybe we get to see them. And that'd be nice. I need to see something from Johnston. Hopefully. Buccaneers, Jaguars. We'll see a little bit of Baker Mayfield. He usually plays a little bit of the preseason, so we'll probably see a little bit of him. I don't think we'll see Mike because of his age, but maybe we will. Jaguars, we might see Trevor for a series or two. Cowboys, we might see Dak. But with no CD, maybe not. Raiders is going to be O'Connell versus Jimmy. No. Right? Let me see. It's going to be O'Connell. Yeah, O'Connell versus Gardner Minshew. Most likely Nathan Peterman a little bit. I want to see more Brock Bowers. And then Saints 49ers, we might see Derek Carr. Maybe. 49ers will probably see Brock Purdy for a series or two. Packers will see Jordan Love, I know that. And then Broncos is going to be Bo Nix. For sure. I think that we get Bo Nix for sure for an extended period of time. That's your preseason, week 2. Racing, I am going to check if we have any F1 this week. And we do not. Okay. The Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort is next week. So we don't have that. And NASCAR is going to NASCAR is going to NASCAR's going to not Richmond. They're going to Michigan. Chris Buescher won last year. Michigan is a 2-mile oval, tri-oval, so it's kind of like Pocono a little bit, but not as much of a shoot as Pocono. 200 laps, 2 miles. I'm thinking Hendrick gets back into the winner's circle this week. I believe that a Hendrick car is gonna win for sure. But there's always a possibility for Toyotas. And since Chris Buescher won last year, there's always a possibility for Fords. But I think Kyle Larson or William Byron or maybe Chase Elliott goes on to win this week. IndyCar, we have the Grand Prix of Illinois this week. Scott Dixon won last year. I think Alex Palou might win this time. And then soccer has started a little bit, like we're talking about like a little bit, like it just started. But we can't make no things about that yet, because we haven't seen anything. So the games just started kind of today. So other than that, the Little League World Series is starting out. And baseball wise, if we go to the standings, I know we talked about the NL West. But the Yankees are a half game up on the Baltimore for the lead in the AL East. Cleveland has lost their big advantage in the Central. They're down to 4.5 games over the Twins. KC has lost a little bit. They're at 6 back. Houston has pushed out their lead against Seattle to 3 games. So Seattle with Julio, hopefully they start picking it back up. Philly still have a 6.5 game lead on Atlanta. Milwaukee has a 9 game lead on Cincinnati, but Cincinnati worked their way up to second. Pittsburgh is now last there. That's why I said Paul Skeens might get shut down. And then Arizona is 2 games behind, just like Padres are 2 games behind the Dodgers. And in the wild card is even crazier because Baltimore's 5 games up, so they're pretty safe. But Minnesota, the Twins are a game and a half up over KC, and 2 games up. Over KC. KC has the last spot, and KC has a 2-game buffer and a 3.5 game buffer over Boston and Seattle. And then Arizona is 4.5 games up on Atlanta because they're tied with San Diego. So it's Arizona and San Diego 1-2 in the wild card. And then third is Atlanta. Atlanta has a 2-game lead on the Mets and a 3.5 game lead on the Giants and a 4-game lead on Cincinnati and St. Louis. 5.5 game lead on the Cubs. I think it's done there because 7.5 for Pittsburgh. I don't think that they recover. That's it for episode 130, guys. Not a lot of news, but some news, we'll have a lot to cover next week. We'll start breaking down the divisions for sure. I want to get through those before the start of the season. We'll start talking college ball, for sure, and people to watch and stuff like that. But as always, I love you guys. God bless you guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the comments, follow me on all my socials. This has been the Exec Talk Podcast, episode 130, with your host, El Velez, and I'll leave you with the outro. Que todos quieren ser el chamaquito que no pueden